Hello, my name is Kyle Anderson, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operations with the West Bloomfield School District. I'm joined here by Dr. Gerald Hill, the Superintendent of Schools, and we would like to talk to you about a very important ballot question voters are being asked to consider on the May 4th election. Dr. Hill, I'd like you to make some comments at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson, and welcome to our information session on the May 4th non-homestead election. First of all, the West Bloomfield School District Board of Education unanimously approved placing a 2.0 mil non-homestead millage restoration proposal on the May 4th ballot. The ballot proposal seeks restoration of the homestead tax rate that was approved originally by the voters in 2014. Since the school district's non-homestead millage was approved in 2014, it has been rolled back because of reductions required by the Headlee Amendment to the Michigan Constitution. Rollbacks mean a reduction in revenue earmarked for student instruction. These rollbacks have shortened the school district's operating budget by more than $1.3 million over the past 6 years. The non-homestead ballot proposal will affect the educational program of every West Bloomfield student. In short, we can continue with the West Bloomfield School District moving forward with no change in the current tax rate for primary homeowners. So this Headlee Amendment will not raise homeowners' taxes. We want to make sure that our community understands all that registered voters can vote on this proposal, even though the non-homestead ballot proposal only applies to businesses and second homes. We will work diligently to address any questions that members of the community may have before the vote, which the Board of Education has scheduled for May 4th. So as we go through the presentation, if this brings questions to your mind, please communicate those questions to us by visiting our website. Thank you. Mr. Anderson, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. The West Bloomfield School District will be asking voters to return the district's operating millage on non-homestead properties back to the level that was originally approved by voters back in 2014, which is 18 mils. So as Dr. Hill mentioned, if you are a registered voter residing in the boundaries of the West Bloomfield School District, you will see this ballot question on Tuesday, May 4th. The 18 mil non-homestead operating millage in total represents 12%, or about $8.2 million of the school district's annual operating budget. So if approved by voters, the measure on May 4th would restore that millage rate from its current rate of 16.9 mils back to 18 mils, which was last approved by voters in 2014. Non-homestead millage rates apply to businesses, rental properties, vacant land, and second homes. So if this measure is approved by voters, there'll be no change to the current property tax rate for those homeowners of primary residences in the West Bloomfield School District. Again, if you own a home and it's your primary residence, this will not affect your tax rate. This tax rate applies to non-homestead properties only. You may be wondering why this proposal was placed on the May 4th ballot. And by law, schools must seek voter approval to levy its operating millage in order to receive its full state per pupil foundation allowance. As I mentioned, this was last approved by voters back in 2014 and has been reduced every year by what's known as a Headlee rollback. Under the requirements of the Headlee Amendment to the Michigan Constitution dating way back to 1978, local governments, including school districts, must reduce their operating millage rates if property values increase at a rate higher than inflation. As a result of these rollbacks, our district has lost more than $1.3 million in operating revenue over the last 6 years. So if approved by voters, this proposal will generate $691,000 of general operating revenue next school year, the 21-22 school year. It's also important to bring this proposal to voters in May because our district levies its taxes 100% in July of each year. If we would have waited until November, we would have missed the opportunity to levy in July of 2021, impacting the next school year, 2021 school year. So voters can make 3 decisions in this election, and that is to vote yes, vote no, or don't vote. Our goal is to simply provide the most comprehensive information possible so voters can be informed of their decision. Voters have 2 ways to make their vote count in this election: by absentee ballot after March 20th through the date of the election, which is May 4th, or by visiting the polls on May 4th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We hope that this presentation was informative. And as Dr. Hill mentioned, if you have additional questions, please visit our dedicated elections website at www.wbsd.org/elections. On that website, you will find a number of resources, including a frequently asked questions document, or FAQ document, that answers a number of questions. Another document that demystifies the ballot language. And you're also welcome to ask your building principal questions. And finally, please feel free to contact me. My direct line is 248-865-6434, or you may send us an email at elections@wbsd.org. At this point, I'd like to turn it back to Dr. Hill for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. In closing, we encourage all voters to become informed of the May 4th ballot and to vote on May 4th or vote absentee prior to May 4th. Thank you for your interest and attention, and we look forward to using the resources of the West Bloomfield School District to continue to improve how we educate the students of our school district. Thank you.
Thank you.